Hey everyone, how you all doing? Today in this video I'm going to talk about my overseas holiday in a little more detail, and I'm going to show some of the awesome pictures I took while I was overseas. So a couple of weeks ago I uploaded a little update video mentioning that I went overseas, and some of you wanted me to make a video talking in more detail about my holiday. So that's what this video is going to be about. So I thought I could either do a music video, which I think one of you may have suggested, or I could do a video like this. But music videos aren't really my thing. I don't really like making them or watching them myself. Other than that, I'm only into metal music, and that's not everyone's cup of tea, so I think I'll just stick to this. So if this video isn't for you, that's all good. But I know some of you are looking forward to this video, so I'll try keep it short. I'll try sum up the main highlights of my holiday, while still getting to show you some of the awesome pictures that I took while I was overseas. And hopefully I can overlay the pictures over the video, so that way you get some awesome sounds with the CB400 while looking at some of the cool pictures I took while I was overseas. So where should I start? Well, obviously I should start with the first country I went to. So it was a 3-week holiday that I went on with my family. We started off in Thailand. We went to Bangkok. That is a pretty cool city. Yeah, so I don't think, is it the capital of Thailand? It's either that or Phuket. I think Bangkok is the capital of Thailand. So yes, it is a very interesting city. It's lots of people there. A lot of people. The traffic jams there, holy crap. And just the way traffic flows too, I mean, you have motorcycles and scooters filtering everywhere. And I tell you what, the traffic there is a bit like a systematic chaos. I mean, everyone is just like bumper to bumper, and there's like families of 3 or 4 on scooters, and everyone's cutting each other up, but no one seems to get angry about it. It's just like the way things are over there, and everyone's cool about it. It's kind of interesting. But I'll just say the highlight of Bangkok. So the highlight of Bangkok would probably have to be when I went to the Tiger Temple. This was a couple of hours out of Bangkok, so out of the main city area. So we got to drive through that area, which is pretty cool. You get to go on this main motorway which goes over all the villages and everything, which is pretty cool. So you get to see all the villages, all the main areas, all that. You get to see the River Kwai, you get to see the POW War Memorial. Then you get to this Tiger Temple that's run by monks. That's pretty cool. And then you get to oh, what's going on behind here? I got an ambulance. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, so you go to this Tiger Temple. It's run by Buddhist monks, and it's like an animal reserve. So they have a whole bunch of animals there, like water buffalo, deer, bears, but the main attraction there is tigers. And these tigers, man, are friggin' awesome. And you get to take photos with them. You get to walk them, obviously under supervision, and after they've just ate, because these things are huge and they will kill you if they haven't been fed. But I'll obviously have some pictures up showing you some photos I took with them. That was probably the main attraction there. Really cool. Okay, so I'll move on to the next major thing now. We went to Italy after that, starting off in Rome, where we went on a Trafalgar tour. So with the Trafalgar tour, everything was pretty full on. We had like early mornings every day, so there wasn't really a whole lot of free time. Everything was really full on. That's why I didn't get much free time to do stuff. Always sightseeing, seeing attractions and things like that. So at Rome you got to see all the main attractions like the Colosseum, the...
Hello, say a command.
Why does that always happen? Every time I say Colosseum, Senna goes off on the voice commands.
Say a command.
Cancel.
Cancel.
I'm gonna try that again, it's pretty funny actually. Colosseum.
Hello, say a command.
What the fuck? Cancel.
Cancelled.
Colosseum. Oh, it didn't happen this time. Anyway, so that's a really awesome place, and you definitely got to check that out if you go to Italy. I mean, obviously, That's one of the most iconic places in Rome. On the Vatican City, you see the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica. And the Vatican City is actually considered a whole separate country, separate to Italy. That's something I didn't realize until I went there. That's pretty awesome. What else? I don't know. I'll keep this video short, so I'll keep the commentary short, but I'll just put up a whole bunch of awesome pictures. Jeez, right up my arse, you fucking douchebag. Sorry. But, I like to say butt a lot, don't I? What can I say? I'm just trying to think about it. I left this video too long because it's been over a month since I've been there. Trying to remember back to it, trying to reminisce. So after Rome, so don't worry, I'll have all these pictures up in the meantime so you can look at all the stuff. So after Rome, I think we went to Pisa. I think that was pretty close. So we went to Tuscany. Tuscany's the region. So you got to see all the vineyards in Tuscany and things like that. We had nice dinners there. Went to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We went to Florence. That was probably my favorite city of all the places in Italy. It was just a really cool place to go. And they had that really big church there. I forget the exact name, but for short we call it the Duomo, 'cause it's got a massive dome on it. And it's very iconic because if you've played Assassin's Creed, you'll recognize it from it. And as soon as I went there, I was just like, I've been here before, I've climbed this building, and I've done a leap of faith off it. It's so cool. But in real life, it's bloody huge. It just towers over every other building there. And then in Florence, I had like my favorite food ever, potato pizza. Sounds weird, but we have it here in Australia as well. But I just love potato pizza. It's so awesome. Obviously, in Italy, you get lots of delicious food, like gelato. Gelato over there, like, what do they call them? I'm trying to think of the name of what they call, like, the shops that sell gelato. Whatever. Shops that sell gelato, let's just call it that, because I'm very bad on my Italian, despite the fact my heritage is Italian. All my family can speak Italian but myself. But, how embarrassing. Anyway, the gelato there, every second shop sells gelato. It's absolutely amazing. I've never had so much gelato in my life. And yet, I did not put on any weight, so mission successful. Oh, and we went to Venice. Venice was awesome. Venice is just one of those places you have to go. It's just unbelievable to see a place where there's no roads, just canals everywhere. And of course we went on a gondola ride. That was pretty awesome. And of course that's like another iconic place, straight out of Assassin's Creed. Sorry, I'm like, all these places in Italy, I was just like, I've got to go there because it was in Assassin's Creed. I don't care how ancient they are. Assassin's Creed. So I hope you're enjoying these pictures because they're, I mean, as awesome as these pictures are, they don't do the places justice. I mean, like, it's just, they'll never be as awesome as going there in person and seeing these things in real life. And you got to go to Venice because that place is sinking apparently. So you got to go there before it sinks. Where else did I go in Italy? I went to Bologna. Yes, that was a cool place. That place has some really awesome food. And you'd actually be surprised at how many places in Italy have leaning towers. There's a leaning tower in Venice. There's a leaning tower in Bologna. And to be honest, I found them more interesting than the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like, there's a Leaning Tower in Venice that's apparently got 80 years until it implodes on itself. And it's going to collapse over some friggin' police station, which is going to be absolutely funny. Because they're not going to bother saving the tower because it costs too much money. And we went to an island called Murano. I always get these confused. In Venice, there's this islands called Murano and Burano. One of them specializes in glass making, and the other one specializes in fishing and making not nets, but well, they started off with that, and then they made, I can't think of the word right now, but so I'll put it on the screen. But yes, and the buildings there are pretty awesome. It looks like postcard stuff. You'll see when I show you the pictures. In Bologna, I totally forgot about one of the highlights of one of the places I visited there. Besides the food being amazing, there was this church that we visited. That was where the Gregorian calendar was invented. That's the calendar that we use today. It was pretty awesome. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take photos inside, but I got a photo of the outside of the building. But there was this pinhole in the ceiling of the building, and there was a line along the ground, and apparently it was like at 1 o'clock during the day or something, the light would match up along the line, and that's how they did the dates or something, and that's how they invented the Gregorian calendar. Something like that, I don't know. But it was pretty awesome to see. And I completely missed Verona. That was a city in Italy that we visited. Oh, and Siena. 2 cities in Italy I completely forgot about. There's something going on over here. Oh, same thing as before. I thought someone got pulled over. It's just an ambulance. But yeah, Verona that's where the story of Romeo and Juliet comes from. So we saw what's it called? The balcony of Juliet, which apparently is a fake. It's apparently built in 1900 or something. So it's not even genuine. And there's some statues, and everyone apparently grabs the right boob or the left boob of this statue or something. I don't know if I got any photos of that, but it's pretty random tradition. And then there's a street that's completely made out of marble. That's pretty funny. But then there's the city called Siena, which is awesome. It's probably the most medieval looking place we went to. More of a town than a city. Like the roads all start out on the outside, and then as you get closer to the main city center, it's just sort of like buildings with very tight sort of roads that you could barely fit a car down. And it's just like sort of stone roads. And there's a massive like square in the center for a courtyard, and then there's the main church and a bell tower. The photos will pretty much explain what I'm talking about, but it's pretty awesome. Very medieval looking. And they were just celebrating a recent tradition that they just had there, where they have a horse race in this main courtyard, or main, I don't know if I keep saying courtyard, it's main city square, and there's horses and carriages that race around. And that was a few days before when we went there. So could you imagine that? Horses and carriages just racing around this small area. It'd be pretty chaotic. But yeah, that was a pretty cool place. And I think that pretty much sums it up for Italy. I spent the most time there, it was about a week. Absolutely loved Italy. That was tied as my favorite country along with Switzerland. Simply because Switzerland, along with Italy, is one of the most beautiful countries I have ever seen in my life. The Alps there are just amazing. You have never seen anything as beautiful as Switzerland. It is amazing. There's like mountains that are like hundreds and hundreds of meters high. Then they plateau, and then it's just like grass fields. And then these grass fields are in the clouds. And then the mountain starts again. And then it just goes really, really high again. And then you can't see this because it's in the clouds. And then on the top of these mountains is a snowy peak. It's just so cool. And then the water is crystal clear. The first day we were there, it was sunny, and then the water was really blue and crystal clear. Then every day after that it was foggy, which was a little unfortunate, but then it created a sort of sense of eeriness, which was pretty cool. And when we were there, we went to Engelberg and Lucerne. And we went to this mountain called Mount Titlis. Yes, there's a mountain in Switzerland called Mount Titlis. And it was freezing up there. This is we went to an ice cave there actually. I'll see if I can find a picture of that.
Oh man, they caught that straight away.
I was like, we can hear a helicopter. Oh, it's just there.
Oh,
Shit, what if it comes too close and cuts our lines?
Shit, too bad. Bad luck, Brian.
did you see that though? Like it just swung, filled it up and left.
So they're filling up concrete,
Yeah.
bringing it up.
Well, with all these mountains, the best way is by air, I guess.
It's beautiful nowadays.
This is so cool. Watching this helicopter go. I just want to get a shot of it when it flicks away. Ow. You can't see it with all the water droplets. Just jump on the roof and then wipe it down. Not close at all.
And of course, when you go to Switzerland, what do you do there? You buy a Swiss Army knife, which is what my brother did. And we had cheese and chocolate fondue. I mean, you just have to. You're in Switzerland. But I have like a million pictures of Switzerland, so I'll quickly show you those, and I'll shut up for a little bit. After Switzerland, we went to Paris in France. And France was a pretty cool place. The first night we were there, we went to a cabaret called the Nouvelle Eve, just down the road from the Moulin Rouge. Apparently, we were told from our travel director that the Moulin Rouge is overrated, and the real place that you want to go is the Nouvelle Eve. So that's where we went, and it was pretty cool. I'm actually into stuff like that, like the performancing sort of stuff. Not so much like the dancing, but because there was also a comedy side to it, like in between the dancing, there was like these comedy acts, and it was really funny. Like they had this acrobat guy, and he was fucking hilarious. Like he had this act where he pretended he didn't know what he was doing, and he got a member from the audience to come up, and just the way he did his act was hilarious. I can't really describe it because it won't sound funny. It's one of those things where you had to be there, because if you try to describe it, it just sounds stupid. But of course, I'm not gonna lie, the dancing was pretty good because the girls have no tops on. So yeah, half-naked girls. Yeah, that's pretty good. What else? In France, of course, we went to the Eiffel Tower. We went to the top of the Eiffel Tower. That was pretty nice. We got some awesome photos from there. We went to the Arc de Triomphe. We had a cruise on the River Seine. We went to Versailles. We went to the gardens of Versailles and the castle that Louis, either the 14th or the 16th, I forget which one it was, but they had this place built, and there's the Hall of Mirrors there. Apparently that's famous. I've never heard of it before, but I have now. So there's some pretty awesome pictures from there, and the gardens there are massive. It's not a place you can explore in one day. You need multiple days to explore that. It's crazy. It's so big. So then from there, we sailed across the English Channel from Calais to Dover. We saw the White Cliffs of Dover, and then we drove to London. And while in London, I unfortunately did not see any motovloggers. I was highly disappointed. Did not see RJ. I did not see Baron Von Grumble. did not see Rocco and Pratia. I did not see anyone else. So I was very sad about that. I even went to Harrods because I know that RJ drives past there. Still didn't see him. However, I was actually very excited to go to Harrods because they have a really awesome food hall there. Yes, I'm into the finer things in life. To be honest, Harrods is an awesome place to go. So much cool stuff there. In terms of food, I like food. I'm a very foodie person. And then, oh my god, the supercars in London. Holy shit. I mean, I went to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. That's coming up next. But, I didn't go to, like, the main city areas, I don't really think. But in London, I saw so many supercars. Like, Aston Martins, Ferraris, McLarens. I mean, holy hell. Rolls Royce. I saw everything. I didn't see any of the gold ones that RJ has in his videos, but I saw a lot of cool stuff. So in London, we were only there for like literally 24 hours. It was a very short time. So we just did like a little bus tour, and we saw the main things like the London Tower, like we just drove past it really, the Big Ben, just the main stuff. So I'll show you a few pictures of that. It was pretty cool, just to know you've been there, you know. So after that, we flew to Dubai, and Dubai was extremely hot. I mean, it was hot the whole trip because it's summer overseas. Because in Australia right now, it's winter. But you have not experienced hot until you've been to Dubai. I mean, it might not be as bad as India is right now. So I remember watching a Turbo Green video and he was saying it was like 50 degrees there. In Dubai it was like 45 and the humidity was like 1,000,000%. But it was unbearable. You go outside and you friggin' melt. It was horrible. So bad. But anyway, I don't know how people do it there. And on top of that, it was Ramadan. And then when you go there, you have to follow their rules. So you can't eat or drink in public. I mean, because we're not actually Muslim, we were allowed to eat and drink, but you have to go to screened off areas to do it. So you can't just do it anywhere. Otherwise you get in trouble. So that was pretty interesting. But other than that, it was a pretty cool place. So the first thing we did in Dubai was we went on a desert tour. We go four-wheel driving on sand dunes. You go into the middle of the desert and you go on the sand dunes. That was awesome. It's like a roller coaster ride. Then you go have dinner, like an authentic dinner in the desert. You sit down on the pillows and stuff like that, and you watch some dancing. This guy, I'll show you a video of it, he like spun around in a circle for like 10 minutes straight. It was pretty cool. I mean, he wasn't even dizzy afterwards, which was pretty interesting. And then after that, the next day we drove to Abu Dhabi, which is like an hour and a half away. And what's interesting is when I was in this country, while I was there, I didn't see any supercars. I mustn't have been in the right area. But everyone there seems to own a Dodge Challenger or a Dodge Charger. And I saw like plenty of those. And they're all in like their fancy colors, like bright green and stuff like that. That was pretty interesting. So anyway, the highlight of Abu Dhabi, Ferrari World. That place is awesome. It's some really ridiculous theme park. It's humongous, like this humongous building. It's huge, and it's all undercover. It's all air conditioned, and it's got the world's fastest roller coaster there. I have video of it, and I have some pictures of me and my brother on it, so I'll show you that. And it goes 0 to 240 kilometers per hour in 5 seconds. It is insane. You have to wear glasses, like safety goggles, while you're on it, just so you can open your eyes. And me and my brother got the front seat in one go, and even on the front seat with the goggles on, you still can't open your eyes when you're going that fast. It's insane. And because it was Ramadan, there was no one there, so you could just keep going on the ride again and again and again. It was insane. So freaking cool. Anyway, by the end of the holiday, because we had been getting up at like 6 or 7 every morning, because we had so much stuff on our itinerary to do, we were pretty much over it and we wanted to go home. And then when we got home, we crashed. And we're just like, oh, thank God we're home. And that pretty much sums up my holiday. It was an amazing experience. So cool. Not the first time I've been overseas. The first time I went overseas was 2012. I went to Fiji. I went to Denaroo Island for a wedding. That was pretty cool. But this was like the first time I've really like experienced culture and really traveled, you know. So that's something that will, you know, always be with me, and something that's so cool, you know. It's a really awesome experience. If you can travel, if you have like the ability to do so, go for it. It's awesome. And then once you have traveled, you just want to do it again. Like, it's like, what do I want to do next? Like, do I want to travel to new countries, or do I want to go back and visit the same countries again and go to the places I didn't go? It's like, what do I do? Because I can think of many countries I haven't been yet that I want to go to, but at the same time, I would love to do a motorcycle tour through like Italy and Switzerland, going through like the Alps and stuff like that, and just looking at the scenery. So hard to decide. So this is probably going to be a really long video and maybe somewhat dull. So I hope you kind of enjoyed it. I mean, hopefully the pictures and the video, I mean, not much video, but hopefully that sort of carried it along. Otherwise, I understand if this video wasn't that amazing. But I know some people wanted me to talk about this holiday that I had and to share it with you guys. So I hope some of you enjoyed it and maybe inspire some of you to travel to some of these countries. But I tell you what, I definitely recommend Italy and Switzerland. They are amazing. Anyway guys, I'll let you go, and see you in my next video. Colosseum.
Hello. May I come in?
What the fuck?